What's up, fellas? Welcome to the second episode of Rude Review. Today we have Netflix 2022 comedy movie in the house, The Man from Toronto with Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson. I give this movie 6.2 out of 10, which is in the average band. And I break it down for you to 5 sections for a more balanced review. I have pictures, music and sound, and casting and acting, story and directing, and lastly, wow factor. First thing first, the good stuff I see from this movie. I have a 7 for the pictures and a 7 for the music and sound. Because throughout the whole movie, I do get the commercial movie quality pictures and appropriate background music. So it leaves me nothing to complain about basically. That's why I think it's a good piece of work. For casting and acting, I gave 8, which means it is definitely excellent. As a matter of fact, Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson are pretty much the biggest selling point of the whole movie, and they didn't fail my expectations at all. Kevin Hart has pulled off another movie's comedy core after so many successes already. Highlights like the interrogations in the cabin and the meeting room gave me a lot of decent laughter on the night. Woody Harrelson, on the other hand side, has also performed very well in the movie's action scenes. I can see the director has been trying to shoot the action scenes in different styles to keep the audience engaged, like the close body combat in a confined restaurant basement space. This is more like a 007 or Mission Impossible fight, but it is quite different from the ultimate fight in the gym at the end of the movie, where there are more weapons and more people involved, and there are more settings and locations as well. The ultimate fight feels more like a video game fight scene with transitions and two-player cooperations, which is a really nice shot. Together with the proper background music, I think this is good enough for a movie like this one with the label of a comedy and action. Now, the reason why I don't call this movie an action comedy movie, and also the same reason I only give 5 to its story and directing, is that the two actors do really well when they are separate doing their performances. But when they got together in a picture where I naturally expect a little bit more from the couple, then the story tends to become flat. And that disappointment just repeats itself again and again throughout this movie. And I don't feel like this is actors' fault. It feels like the director or the writers only use these good parts of the movie when the two actors are actually together as bridges to transit the story from one chapter to another. So it sets up a lot of boring dialogues between the two actors rather than amazing co-performance. Having said that, the double date dinner scene is an exception. So I personally think this is a huge waste of the talents in this show, and it makes me feel like it is a movie that stitches parts together but not mixes everything good into one piece of artwork. And the last thing I score on is wow factor. I give 4 out of 10 on that to this movie because I can't find much of a wow when I was watching this movie. The whole story setup and development followed the industry standard of such similar movies. From the beginning of the story up to where the two main characters first meet on the airplane is pretty engaging, but from there on, because the story lacks surprises and also because of the boring dialogues that I mentioned before, I find it gradually harder and harder to focus on the story itself. As a matter of fact, I even want to fast forward the dialogue scenes and go directly to the key scenes, like actions or comedies if I can. Having said that, regardless of its average score and the fact that there are areas this movie can still improve on, it definitely has some funny clips that make me laugh and some cool action clips that keep the energy level up high throughout the 2-hour movie. Personally, I reckon this is good enough if you need some entertainment for a random Friday night. Random is the keyword, not someone's birthday Friday night, hey? No, I'm joking. Friday is actually the keyword. After all, people are always more generous and easy to be entertained on a Friday night. So my verdict for this movie is yeah, it won't be a bad choice for a Friday night. Anyway, that's all I want to say about the 2022 comedy and action movie from Netflix, The Man from Toronto. If you'd like to share anything you have for this movie, please feel free to leave yours below this video. Thanks for watching Rule Review Episode 2, my thoughts about The Man from Toronto, and I'll see you in the next Rule episode.